Good morning.
Good morning.
First, let me thank you for expressing my appreciations to Tennessee Human Rights Commission and its director, Mrs. Beverly Watts, for holding these hearings. I think it's important to get the pulse beat of what's happening in the state and then compare that with what you're getting in terms of calls. I'm Monroe Woods. I'm president of the Bolivar Hardeman County branch of the NAACP. Hardeman County is one of the small rural areas in West Tennessee. It's bordered on the west by Fayette County, on the south by northern Mississippi. And then east of that, of course, is Madison County and some other counties going that way. And my interest today and concern today is that, well, first let me say that we have all kind of complaints. We have all of the complaints that was mentioned in the by the deputy director. But the area that I'm most concerned with at this point, frankly, has to do with access to programs, federal programs, state programs, on the part of persons who live in rural areas that's not very sophisticated when it comes to utilizing resources effectively so that they can, in fact, get the full benefits from the programs that the laws that were passed and implemented were designed to deliver. And because of that, then, we find that in our area, there are persons who are struggling with that and in some cases simply give up and do not benefit from the programs to the extent that they should because of their inability to find their way through the desert of dealing with the programs that are out there. And I won't take more than 10 minutes, I don't think, but if I do, I've already been told that I'll be reminded. But let me just mention a few programs that have been troublesome for us in Hardeman County and for people, and I'm sure we're not totally unique in rural areas in that regard, but one of the most recent federal programs, frankly, has been Affordable Care Act. And that has been a problem for us because since Tennessee did not accept the extra money, there has been total silence about the program, and so persons who are very much in need of health care were not being made aware that the program existed and how they should go about getting it. Now, sure, there was a lot of debate about this and that, but keep in mind that in some areas of the country, people don't listen to all of that. Their means of communications are different from those of us who might watch CNN or whatever to find out what's been said. And because of that, then, it's been difficult for them to become aware of that and get the assistance that they needed so that they could get online. Those who didn't have a website, an email address already, get an email address so that they could then become signed up. The other part of that is that, no matter what law you have and how good it might be, if it's not implemented in a way or if it's not brought on in a way so that it's accessible to persons that need it, then they can still miss out on those benefits. And so I'm convinced that one of the things that we need, frankly, with the implementation of laws is an advocacy that's a part of the implementation process, so that when the law is implemented, that they have a feel for the universe of persons who are in need and who are eligible for the benefits. There needs to be a way in which they will aggressively go after those persons and make sure they're aware of them, know how to access those programs and benefits so that they can be a part of it. The real deal is this, is that if you live in the state of Tennessee, notwithstanding your politics or anything, and you're in need of benefits of a program that exists, you ought to be able to access that program. And there shouldn't be all of us, no matter who we are, ought to be concerned about the extent to which persons who are in need get the benefits to which they are entitled. And we just need to watch that and find a way so that we can advocate for an advocacy component of the implementation of all programs for the benefit of people. And let me give you one other example of a program that is troublesome for us, and that's the unemployment benefits program in the state of Tennessee. I get numerous calls from people who have unemployed. They were determined eligible for the benefits, but aren't getting them. And when they don't get them, they call in and get a voicemail, leave their name and number, but they go days and weeks without ever hearing from anyone. And so they aren't getting the benefits because they can't contact an individual. There are local offices, but the local offices are not a part of the process of delivering benefits to people once they have been determined eligible. What happens, of course, is that then persons have to come up with another way of finding an individual who will talk to them so they'll know what to do next. And so that we really need to find a way to make advocacy a part of the implementation process of programs that are designed to benefit people, especially those who are in rural areas that don't have a large number of resources available who can assist them in getting the job done, even getting the information to them or letting them understand how the process works so they can get it done. So they have to call that state representative, and some of them, of course, are not too up on that, or the governor's office to find somebody, a phone number where a person will tell them what you do next or whatever, or simply go weeks at a time without getting the benefits and that they so desperately need. And so my request then is that we consider finding ways in which we can in fact create advocacy as part of the laws that implement programs, especially in rural areas, on behalf of people who desperately need them but can't have the access. It's ironic that we are celebrating 50 years of this and 50 years of that, and we celebrated the 50th year, of course, of the Voting Rights Act. That's also under attack, and it now has to be redone and reshaped. We celebrated the 50th year of the war on poverty. War on poverty. And now it appears that the war is now on the poor rather than on poverty, because the poor are not being able to access those benefits that are out there. And I think we need to do something to find a way, collectively, to see that changes and that persons who are entitled to benefits are able to get them. There are smaller numbers of people in rural areas than there are in the major cities now. Director Watts talked about how the state of Tennessee was set up with the different Memphis, Knoxville, Nashville, etc. But look, there are some other people in the country also that are not getting the benefits to which they are entitled, and we need to not forget that they are in fact out there. Thank you very much.
Matter of neglect, or has there been, either by your county health department or the county library system or something, an intent not to help folks, say, with the Affordable Health Care Act?
Well, with the Affordable Health Care Act in the state of Tennessee, when the governor chose, or the legislature, whoever chose not to, there was also some laws established, some rules established that said that people could not assist people even in applying. And in Hardeman County, there's only one person. There's 27,000 people in Hardeman County, but there's only one individual who is available 2 days a week, or 2.5 days a week, to assist people to sign up for affordable health care. That is a certified person that can do that. And then there was a threat that if people help people without having gone through and got a license, been trained to do the program and got a license to or certification to assist, that they could be penalized. And so there was a deliberate effort to assure that no one could help them, except that one person who nobody knew. Well, I know him, but I mean, my point is the people who needed to access that person was not aware of them, or where they found them, or that they existed, or even what they had to do to get the program.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, are you going to take questions from the audience or not?
No.
Can you make a comment?